Good morning. We're gonna start siding our house today. It's a little windy out, but it is beautiful. I think it's like 42 degrees right now. We gotta get the trailer up there. I'm hoping that this part of the field has dried out enough so we're not rutting it up. I think we should be good. So first we gotta raise up our trailer because it has sunk in the mud a little bit. Perfect. Let me back up a whisker.
Good. Maybe too much. Good. Perfect.
Let's go bring it up above and we can start siding.
Hopefully the trailer comes right out. It should be fine. I think it's been pretty windy, so it dry up a lot of the wet. So we should be able to get the trailer right out.
The ground is a little
Perfect.
soft, but not bad at all. I think that might be good. All right, we'll chalk the wheels this time. We don't want anything rolling away on us.
It's been pretty windy. It might take it away.
Right? I was really happy that the trailer really didn't sink, but I will say this load of siding is a little heavy. You know it's back there.
Yeah. It was one little rut.
One little rut, passenger side.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's go out.
Look at that. Sunk that right down.
What's that?
Sunk the truck right down.
Oh yeah. That weighs a little bit, that's for sure. That hydraulic jack is nice.
What's the plan?
I'm gonna get the chop saw set up and then we will get our first row up and see how it all goes once we get the first row up. And then we gotta figure out our get-go gauges. And then once we start, it should go pretty good. It's gonna be slow getting from the bottom to the bottom of the window. So we're gonna have to stop making notches for every window. And then once we get past that, it should go pretty good, just a lot of little shortcuts.
We have been waiting to see the siding actually up on the house. This is a very, very exciting day. It doesn't matter how many pieces we get out, we'll be able to actually see what it looks like. I think it's gonna look so good with the faux stone. We are super excited. Hopefully the wind dies down a little bit. It's not super cold, so it's okay, but I don't know how it sounds for you, but hopefully it's okay. But we had to just get moving on with this because this is something we wanted to do quite a while ago, and now it's been pushed back a little bit even longer, so we're just trying to go ahead and get it done because we have a deadline because we have equipment coming. So
We got equipment coming. We made sure we rented the piece of equipment, which is a lift, so we can do the high spots. We made sure we reserved that early so we wouldn't be trying to get one and not being able to find one because it's building season. Because around here, once it's time you can start building, a lot of people want to stop building because we have kind of a short building season. So wanted to make sure we had that lined up. So yeah, that is going to be here in a little bit. So we want to make sure we get all the lower stuff done so when it's here we can use it and do all the high stuff. Speaking of that, I need to order some soffit material and then some eave material because I want to cover everything that we already have up there with something that's black that we're not going to have to keep painting. So I got to get on the phone at some point today and get that stuff ordered. We're gonna have to get out the primer and paint so we can touch up these edges so we're not having bare wood.
okay.
All right, so these have a shiplap or overlap joint on them. So like this one is to go over.
Right there.
Yeah, and the other one's gonna be to go under. So this will be the second piece. We won't want this to be the first piece. So let me put this one Set up some sawhorses. Then we can put this one down and we can figure out how long we want to cut the first one.
Is that the right one?
This is a full piece. That other one was cut because that's what we used to take for a sample for paint.
Oh. Windy.
The wind is so much calmer once you get on this side of the house. Okay,
That's
we're going
good.
up this way. Setting it just like that. Let your end down. Sit, yeah. At some point we had ran out of zip tape. I found some, so we must have used it somewhere else. Should have enough to finish up this window, but we'll have to get more. So when we have the lift here, we can tape up all the second story windows. We picked a good day to work on this side of the house. It's the least breeziest of them out of all the sides. It's blocking the wind.
Just lost your fingertips, but you got it.
That's right. Didn't get it on the siding, that's all that matters.
That was on our to-do list and didn't get done.
It's getting done right now.
Well, I mean earlier. Now all the zip tape is done down here.
On the first level anyways.
Yeah.
Yep. Once we know we like this, we'll screw it a little bit better, and then I want to put a couple of finished screws down low to hold that tight. And then we'll have to caulk those and just touch them up. But
No glue?
no glue, not on this one, nope. When I talk about reveal, what I mean is how much of this do you want showing? That's 4 inch, and that's 2 inches covering this board.
That's what you're thinking?
That's what I'm thinking. You gotta go at least 1 inch. So you have to go at least like that much, but I think 2 inch just gives you that much more, like more secure, I guess, I don't know.
You're gonna be using that much more siding though.
You'll be using more siding, but I think that'll look nice.
Will we have enough siding?
Yeah, that's something. If you go 1 inch, I mean, you're right on the edge.
Yeah.
Because your screws have got to be 3/4 of an inch down. So if you go 1 inch, you are just barely covering that screw.
I just feel like 2 inches is a lot. What if you do 1.5?
So 1.5. Right there. That'd be 1.5.
And 2 is like way down.
So from the bottom, you'd be, say, 4.5. So if we did that, let me see if we can set our gecko gauges at, because that'll make a difference too.
Yeah. Yep, definitely.
But if we do something
Good call.
like that. All right, so we have gecko gauges. I just went back and looked at my notes. When we did the siding, we figured it for a 4-inch reveal. So if we go 4-inch reveal, 2-inch coverage will be good. If we want to go a little bit less, that's fine too. But we wanted to make sure that we didn't cover it too much or to have too little of a reveal and use up too much of the siding we ordered. So these are our gecko gauges. They won't work on doing the next piece of siding because they got to be able to slip under the piece. So the way these work is, let me grab a piece of siding. So these will slide behind the siding, and then you lock them, bam, in place. And then your next piece of siding will rest here. So we got to set these for what we want our reveal to be. Right now, this is set for 5 1/4. So we want to go minimum of 4. Let's see what we can do. That would give us 4 3/8 reveal, and we would cover up 1.5 inches. So that'd be your in-between.
Yeah.
Or we could probably go down to 4 inches, but if you like, I think that'd be good. We get 1.5 inch cover, so we don't have to worry about our screws being a little bit too low.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll go with that.
This next board is going to be a little tricky because we had to have a cutout for the windows. But once we get this on, all the rest of them should be pretty easy.
This should be the worst piece. This piece, and then the top piece on this wall. And these should be the worst pieces, or the most cutting in a piece for the whole house.
Right, and you had to kind of make it fit all the different spots. So it's going to be a little tricky, a little head scratching. But once we get this is the most difficult part of the house because of all these windows, I think.
Right.
But I mean,
and it's the first attempt for the siding too. So we're picking a different spot and the hardest spot to first start on. We probably should have started in the back. But
yeah, and this is going to be like the most noticeable probably because we'll probably be over here more. You drive past this more. Maybe not the smartest idea we've had to start right here, but like Al said, we like challenges. He likes challenges. I just go along.
All right, so I need to save your edge right there. It's like a wet noodle being blown around. All right. And then all of our cutoffs we're going to be using at any point, but now we can use it without having to make our lap joints when we get above the window. So we want to go save that, and then from here we want to go 140. No, from here we want to go 140. All right, but we will need to grab the paint and primer once we have this all cut up.
Well, you're kind of in the middle.
Okay, so right there. Here's the other one. All right, it's only taken me about 5 hours, but I think I got this figured out. All right, let's test it out.
Hopefully it fits.
Whooshums. But before we set it, we gotta paint it and then let it dry, so we can't.
Oh.
I know.
It's the same length as the last one.
Yeah, you gotta go right tight. Just hold. You gotta hold it below the window.
Yeah. Oh, it's warm, right? It's like the water. You got a warm spot.
Somebody peed right there. The
Probably you did.
All right, kind of go up. So now we'll take these off and we'll have to prime and paint these, then we can get them up. We got the boards that we cut to go under the window primed and painted. I got the last coat of paint on this morning when I was in my boxers. So those are good, ready to go. Let's get some short pieces cut for beside the window first. And then we can start getting the edges primed and painted, and while that's drying, we'll get those nailed up.
What did you just say?
We're gonna get the side pieces first, the side of the windows cut.
Okay.
And then we can get them primed and painted, and then while they're drying, we'll hang those boards up.
You had me distracted by your last comment, so I wasn't thinking.
And then we'll get everything else installed and going. That sun feels so amazing.
So good.
So we are 7 3/8.
The wind has settled down today and it's going to be super warm. It's supposed to be 78, 79. I'll believe it when I see it, but that will be exciting because we haven't seen anything like that since summertime.
And then just keep going. We'll make sure they all fit nicey nice, and we'll prime and paint all the edges. It takes a lot longer to prime and paint all the edges because it just slows you down, but it makes your paint last a lot longer because you're not going to be absorbing moisture in there, so it's slower.
Could we just paint it?
Yeah, we can probably just do 2 coats of paint, dab it. It's end grain, so it's going to suck it in.
Right.
If we go like up high, like that, and then. I'm liking it. This is the first time I stood back having a couple of pieces on, seeing it all.
Looks good.
So this one, I think we had to go up high. Perfect. So I ended up making a jig. We'll see if it works, because if we were going to be using the get-go gauges, it would have taken a lot of time to set the get-go gauges up for every little piece. So let's see how this works out. Go like that. This used to be Gina's favorite nail gun until, yeah, I shot myself with it. Now she don't like it so much. So now, it seemed to dry pretty quick.
Yeah.
It's got good coverage, so.
Oh, good.
I'll have to figure out our rhythm. Once we get our rhythm figured out, it'll go smooth and slick, and we'll get our rhythm figured out, and then this wall will be done. And then we'll have to figure out our rhythm for the next walls.
That looks so good.
Like,
just look only here.
Right here. Right. So yes, we probably should have done this side probably one of the last sides, because we could have used all of our cutoff pieces from the rest of the siding job to do this. But one of the big reasons is we're gonna be getting rain in a couple of days, and we'd have like the front and the back done as far as we can go by then, and then we'd have to be working under the eaves and getting dripped on. So I want to get this area done, so if it's raining, we're not getting dripped on. So if we're wasting a little bit of extra siding that way, so be it. But at least this way, when it's raining, it's just misting out, or say it rains overnight and then it stops raining in the morning, we can be outside siding on the front of the back, where if it was, even if it stopped raining, say like an hour or just before we came out to work, we're gonna be having all the rain coming off the roof dripping on us, and we'd be getting soaked. So it's worth it for us in this situation to work on this side first.
far we're liking the siding. The only thing that I have a suggestion for the company is that we should have an option to buy the exact color match paint from them, so that way it's exactly the same, and then you don't have to go and do the extra step of getting color match, because that's just another thing added on to someone's plate. So that is my only suggestion so far. It looks like my pile of painting project is piling up over there, so I'm gonna get to doing that so that I don't get behind. Don't you think we should have did gray?
No. You want everything gray.
Gray, except for the skies.
I would like the blue, but blue would match the sky too much.
I don't really like blue.
And then I'd like green, but green match the foliage of the trees during the summertime. So we went with this color that really doesn't match any of our scenery.
It's not that I don't like blue. It has to be a certain shade of blue, and I'm really picky, and I do love our blue cabinets, but that's as much blue as I want to do right now.
So hold on. You also didn't want blue cabinets in the kitchen. That was me and Olivia who wanted that, and now you love that color blue.
I do love it.
Maybe we should have done a blue house. So we're gonna switch the way we're doing this up a bit. I cut 5 rows for each one, and I'll have you paint those 5 for each batch, and then I can get on the ladder, get one area done, and then go to the next one. It'll be a lot quicker instead of having to do one, and keep moving the ladder.
Let's do this. I love it. I don't know if it's because we left it green so long, but I think it looks fantastic. I'm loving it. The rest of the house being done, it's going to be crazy. So good. Let us know what you think.
that looks amazing. Where the unfinished isn't seen, you can see the finish with the stone. I like it. I'm really glad we did that little tiny piece of tin on the bottom. That black just makes it pop. It gives it a little, I don't know, shadow line. All the little details, I'm glad we're taking our time to do them because it is looking nice. You see me put a level on with my gauge. The bottom of these pieces aren't perfectly straight. They're like a rough sawn cedar looking. So some of them can have a little bump, and then being short, if the bump's on one edge, it makes it go off a little bit. So I'm putting the level on it to make sure, even though my gauge is right, that we still have it level. It's coming out so good. It's taking time, but I am happy with the final product. I need to get up there and measure and get that figured out. Get that cut and get it made. Yeah, it's looking so good. I'm working on figuring out the soffit material because I want to cover the fascia boards with something black, like a tin. And then the soffit I want to do black, and I want to cover that with either a vinyl or more LP smart siding that's black. And I don't want to just paint that because I don't want to have to get up there. This area is not bad, but when we get to the peak, I don't want to have to get up there every once in a while and paint all that trim. So if we can do it with something that I don't have to worry about, that's what we're going to do. Look at the difference. That red looks so much nicer.
Wow, this looks so good. I'm so glad that we got pretty much this side done. We got this part that we need to get done, but this we just need to get all the stuff for the above done. So this is going to be held off, so we're going to be able to start on the other side. I'm so excited. I can't wait.
It feels like a beautiful summer evening, and it's just spring. I'm loving this weather. I had an appointment I had to run out to, but I got that piece of trim cut. Now I got to test it and see if it fits. But man, that sun is so amazing. Look at that. Would you look at that sun? Now we gotta take it down though so we can paint it. Looks good. Dear Lord, thank